everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are going to tackle something that I think is on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah.
Retirement planning.
Absolutely.
Specifically, we're diving deep into the 401k or a traditional IRA.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Big question.
It is a question that keeps a lot of people up at night.
Keeps me up at night.
Especially, with pensions becoming a thing of the past.
Right.
It's, more important than ever to understand the tools that we have to kind of, build our own financial futures.
Yeah, I mean, it's our money and our retirement. And we dug up this fascinating article that really leans heavily towards 401ks.
Okay.
But we're here to give you a balanced view.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about the pros and cons of both 401k and traditional IRA.
I like it.
So where do we even begin?
Well, let's start by acknowledging that there is no one-size-fits-all answer.
Okay.
The best choice for you depends on a whole bunch of factors. Your risk tolerance, how comfortable you are managing investments, even things like your career trajectory.
So we need to think about what we want our retirement to look like.
Exactly.
And then we can figure out which tool helps us get there.
100%.
Yeah.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's make sure that we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Can you remind me, what are the basic differences between a 401k and a traditional IRA?
401k. That's the one you usually get through your employer.
Yes.
You put money in before taxes.
Yep.
It grows over time, hopefully.
Hopefully a lot.
And then you pay taxes on it when you withdraw it in retirement.
You got it.
Okay.
And the traditional IRA?
Similar idea.
Similar.
With the pre-tax contributions.
Uh-huh.
But it's something you set up yourself.
Yes.
Independent of your employer.
You got it.
Got it.
So both offer some nice tax advantages.
Yes.
But this article is really pushing the 401k.
Okay.
Their first big argument is contribution limits, right? And this is where the 401k starts to shine.
Okay.
In 2024, you can contribute up to $23,000 to a 401k.
Wow.
Compared to just $7,000 for a traditional IRA.
Big difference.
That's a massive difference, especially when you consider the impact of compounding over time.
Wait, hold on. Compounding.
Yeah.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill.
Okay.
The bigger it starts, the faster it grows as it picks up more snow.
Got it.
Same idea with your investments.
Yeah.
The more money you put in early on, the more it has the potential to grow exponentially over time, thanks to compound interest.
So those higher contribution limits for a 401k really can snowball into something much bigger down the line.
Absolutely. But remember, there's a flip side.
Oh.
Higher contribution limits only matter if you can actually afford to max them out.
That's true.
And that's where things get interesting, especially for folks just starting their careers.
Right. Not everyone has an extra $23,000 lying around to throw into their retirement.
Yeah.
But wait, the article mentions something called catch-up contributions. Yes.
Is that just for people who are behind on their savings?
Not necessarily.
No.
It's designed to help people age 50 and over.
Okay.
Turbocharge their retirement savings.
Okay.
Think of it as a bonus round where you can contribute an extra $7,500 to your 401k.
Okay.
Or an extra $1,000 to your IRA on top of the regular limits.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
But I'm also wondering, is it always better to prioritize maxing out my 401k over other financial goals like paying down debt or building an emergency fund?
That's a great question, and it highlights the importance of taking a holistic view of your finances.
Okay.
Retirement planning is crucial,
Right.
but it's not the only piece of the puzzle.
So maybe focusing solely on those high 401k contribution limits
Right.
isn't the best strategy for everyone.
Exactly. And that brings us to another key consideration, employer matching.
Ah, yes. The fabled free money.
Yes.
I keep hearing about.
The free money.
But is it really free? What's the catch?
Okay, so we've talked about contribution limits and how employer match can be a great perk.
Yeah.
But maybe not the whole story.
Right.
It seems like the next big consideration is, what are we actually investing in?
That's a crucial point. And it's where the differences between 401ks and IRAs really start to matter.
Right, because a 401k usually offers a limited selection of mutual funds, right?
Yes.
Whereas with an IRA, I could potentially invest in individual stocks, bonds, real estate, all sorts of things.
You get that flexibility is what attracts a lot of people to IRAs. It allows for more customization and potentially the ability to outperform the market if you have the right knowledge and strategy.
But for someone like me who isn't a financial expert, that level of choice can also feel overwhelming.
Absolutely. It's like being handed a toolbox with 100 different tools when you just need a hammer and a screwdriver.
Right.
That's why many people find the curated nature of a 401k appealing. It simplifies the decision-making process.
Right. It's like having a personal chef who creates a healthy, balanced menu for you versus having to plan and cook every meal from scratch.
Exactly.
Less freedom, maybe, but also less stress.
Exactly. And let's not forget the power of diversification.
Okay.
Even though 401ks have fewer investment options overall, they typically offer a mix of funds that cover different asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, etc.
So I can still achieve a well-rounded portfolio even with a limited menu of options.
Yes, you can.
But tell me more about fees. Doesn't having those pre-selected funds in a 401k mean I'm paying more in management fees?
Fees are definitely a key consideration, and they can vary significantly between plans. 401k plans often have administrative costs and investment management fees associated with those pre-selected funds.
And with IRAs?
IRAs generally have more transparent fee structures because you're choosing individual investments.
Yeah.
You might pay trading commissions or annual expense ratios for certain funds, but you have more control over those costs.
Okay, so it's not a clear-cut case of one being more expensive than the other.
Right.
It really depends on the specifics of the plans and investments you choose.
Precisely. And that's why it's so important to compare the fine print and do your due diligence before making any decisions.
So let's say I've been diligently contributing to my 401k for a few years, but then I decide to switch jobs. What happens to that money?
That brings us to another crucial aspect of 401k rollover options. When you leave a job, you typically have a few choices. You can leave your money in your former employer's plan, roll it over into your new employer's plan if they offer one, or move it into a traditional IRA.
Wait, so I could potentially have multiple 401ks floating around from different jobs.
It's definitely possible, especially if you switch jobs frequently. However, managing multiple accounts can get complicated and might lead to overlooking important details like sea changes or investment options.
So it's probably best to consolidate those accounts whenever possible.
It can definitely simplify things, but the best choice for you depends on the specifics of each plan. Sometimes your former employer's plan might offer better investment options or lower fees than your current plan.
Wow, so even after I leave a job, I still have decisions to make about my old 401k.
Exactly. And remember, those decisions can have tax implications. So it's crucial to understand the rules and potentially seek professional advice before making any moves.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Investment options, fees, rollover strategies.
We have.
But I'm wondering, are there any hidden gems or lesser-known strategies that can make a big difference when it comes to maximizing our retirement savings?
There are. And one of the most powerful strategies, especially for people in higher income brackets, is something called a backdoor Roth IRA.
A backdoor Roth IRA?
Yeah.
That sounds intriguing. What's the backdoor all about?
Let's delve into that next. It's a clever way to potentially supercharge your retirement savings, but it comes with its own set of rules and considerations.
Okay, so backdoor Roth IRA, what is that all about?
Well, a backdoor Roth IRA is a strategy
that
can help people who maybe are making a little bit more money still get to enjoy some of the tax advantages of a Roth IRA. So with a Roth IRA, you're putting in after-tax money today.
Okay.
And all the qualified distributions that come out during retirement are tax-free.
So no taxes in retirement?
No taxes in retirement.
Sounds pretty good.
It sounds pretty good. But the downside is there are income limits. If you make too much money, you can't contribute directly to a Roth. So the backdoor Roth IRA is essentially a strategy that says, well, we can get around those income limits by contributing to a traditional IRA and then converting it to a Roth IRA.
So I put money into a traditional IRA.
Right.
And then convert it to a Roth IRA. Okay. And there are no income limits on traditional IRAs.
No income limits for traditional IRAs.
So anybody can do this.
Anybody can do this, but you do have to pay taxes on any gains that you've earned in that traditional IRA in that short period of time before you convert it to a Roth.
Got it. So it's not completely tax-free.
It's not completely tax-free.
You're paying the taxes when you do that conversion?
Exactly.
Okay, but then after that in retirement, it's tax-free.
That's right. You're paying your taxes today.
Okay.
So you can avoid paying them during retirement.
I like it.
Potentially a very powerful tool.
Yeah. This is a lot of information. We've covered so much.
We have.
If I'm just tuning in, where do I even start?
Well, I would say that the first thing you need to do is really understand your own personal financial situation.
Okay.
What are your goals?
Yeah.
What does your risk tolerance look like? And then you need to think about, okay, what tools and resources are available to me?
Right.
To help me kind of...
help achieve those goals.
Yeah, achieve those goals, exactly.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't be afraid to ask for help. There are a lot of resources.
Right.
Financial advisors are a great option.
Yeah.
Who can kind of help you walk through this process.
Right.
Understand what makes the most sense for your personal situation.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into 401ks and IRAs.
My pleasure.
I learned a lot.
I'm glad to hear that.
I hope our listeners did too. And until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.
Sounds good.